Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are here to take a look at game number 4, maybe, in this Best of 7 series between Whitera and Game of Drones, aka Liquid TLO. The map is going to be Cloud Kingdom in the lower left. We do have the red Protoss player, Whitera, the upper right. The dominator of this series right now, Game of Drones, aka Liquid TLO, who is currently up what we think to be 3-0 in the series. Again, we're not sure if that first game does actually count towards the score in the Best of 7 series or not. So it could be 3-0, could be 2-0. I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the series plays out, and then we'll be able to see what exactly happens with that. But the map is going to be Cloud Kingdom, which is one of my favorite maps right now. I think it's so good. I love that we see it in basically every tournament. I love that it's on the ladder right now. I think it's great. It's so good and nice. It's just awesome. The reason I like it so much, I think I've mentioned this a couple times before. Maybe this will become my new Daybreak PvZ speech. Hopefully not, because that gets dry quickly. But my favorite thing about this map is just how it's relatively easy to take additional bases, but whenever you do take additional bases, it does open you up more and more for counterattacks, which is how it should be. It's not a huge deal. It's not like if you take a really quick third base, you're 100% going to lose it and die horribly and painfully. It's just going to make it difficult to hold on to, and you have to spread your forces out over more area, which does make you more exposed everywhere, because, you know, if you have 50% of your forces in one place and 50% in another place, and then they take 100% of their forces and put them in one place, they're obviously going to win, because 100% is usually stronger than 50%, unless the numbers you're using are really weird and bad, so in which case it doesn't really matter anyway. So I do really like this map. I think it is great. We do see the pool first, once again, from TLO, and this time we are going to see Whitera not electing to go for that Nexus first. Instead, he's going to go for a Forge Fast Expand, which is totally understandable. This is a great map for a Forge Fast Expanding. This is such an easy to wall off choke. It's like 3 buildings and you're done. It's so nice. So good. We do see TLO's drone making some trouble over here. At the same time, Whitera making some trouble of his own, throwing down a pylon. Really don't know if that's worth it, though. I mean, against a spawning pool first build, oh yeah, he's actually just going to cancel. I was going to say, against pool first, usually it's not worth it to, at the very least, let that pylon finish. Sometimes you just don't want to throw it down at all, but you definitely shouldn't let the pylon finish, because they're going to have at least 4 lings. Looks like TLO, yeah, he actually built 6 lings with his first set of eggs from that spawning pool, and that's just going to take down a pylon so quickly. It's really not going to matter. It's actually better for the Zerg player to have it delayed by that additional, like, 10 seconds, and then just kill a 100 mineral structure of yours, force you to spend 100 minerals on something that doesn't really help you out at all. So certainly good decision making there from Whitera. Oh, he does catch the probe out of position though, and he's going to get away with every single one of those lings. Nice split-second reaction there from TLO. Can't do anything over here, obviously, because it is a tight wall off, and there is, of course, that photon cannon in position. So he's just going to amuse himself with taking down this destructible rocks. He's quite a bored person right now. It's very tedious playing StarCraft 2, winning all day long. You have to find the fun where you can. We do see the second gateway does get canceled. We will probably see like a pylon get warped in over here, and there it is. So now it's just a little 1 zealot wall off right there. You stick your zealot, it's nice and tight, nothing gets through, because zealots are juggernauts from 300. And it is all good. Oh, once again, TLO doing the best he can to try and pick off this probe. And again, he does kill a probe. How many probes has he killed? Is it just the 2? Okay, it is just the 2, but still 2 workers killed. 5 minutes into the game, that's better than it could be. I mean, frequently we only see 1 or even 0 workers killed at this point. So, hey, killing 2 probes. Good for you, TLO. Every little bit does count. Whitera does get a zealot out over here, and he is going to scare those lings away. At the same time, we see TLO going for a pretty quick third base, just shy. Actually, that started out a while ago, so like that actually came down around the 5.5 minute mark. I just wasn't paying attention and missed it because I am a noob. A newbie nooberson, and this is interesting from Whitera. He is on 1 gas right now. He is on a single gas, so he's either going to be going up to a huge amount of gateways, then he'll have like a bunch of zealots, because you can't really produce all that many of anything that aren't zealots off of 1 gas. That made no sense. Holy crap, that sentence failed. Okay, trying again. You can't produce a bunch of stalkers and sentries off of 1 gas because you don't have the required gas income to do so. Boom! There we go. Nailed it the second time. Anyway, it is going to be as I suspected. We do see Whitera coming out here to throw down a very fast 3rd Nexus. And as long as TLO doesn't like build a Roach Warren and then go all in like this second, Whitera is going to be fine and he is going to be okay. TLO really wants these rocks down, though. He is so angry at these destructible rocks. I think they owe him money or something because he is just unrelenting in beating those things up. And oh, TLO, you could have scouted it out, TLO. You could see the 3rd base right now. Instead, he's just going to keep his links on the low ground. He doesn't know about that 3rd base. Yes, correct. Okay, he does not. Looks like we do have something going on over here in the middle of the map. Oh, it's just an Overlord getting tickled by a Stalker. Is there a... There is a probe. No, that's a Zealot. That's a Zealot right there. Okay, there was a Zealot tucked behind the Xel'Naga Watchtower. The Lings are going to kill it. This Stalker may go down as well if Whitera is not careful. But he is microing it quite nicely. So it should be alright. It is going to survive for a while. He actually just really wants this Overlord. Not going to happen, though, as more Zerglings swarm down from the natural of TLO. Going to chase these Stalkers away. Back at home, we do see 2 more gateways coming up here for Whitera. So only just now is he getting his first 3 gateways up at like the 8.5 minute mark. So that's pretty slow. If TLO did anything aggressive, Whitera could have been in a little bit of trouble. But TLO, of course, not being super aggressive. He does have a bunch of Lings right here. And if he decides to go attack this, I'm not sure Whitera is going to be able to hold on to it. He does have some pretty nice SimCity going on over here with this Photon Cannon. So we're going to see how that goes now. We do see the Lings surround 2 units over here. They do take down a Stalker. Not going to take down that Zealot, though. They are going to back off. Going toe-to-toe with the Zealot is always scary when you're a Zergling. It's never a good proposition. And does TLO still not know about this 3rd base? He does. Okay, he does know about the 3rd base. That's good. I was going to say, if TLO really hasn't scouted it by now, he is falling down on the job, and he deserves to get punished by that unexpected Protoss 3rd base. But he does know, so he's good. It's okay. TLO does continue to have my respect, and oh, we see a strategy coming out here from Whitera we have not yet seen in this particular Best of 7 series, and that, is he really building these? Wow, he's building like all of his production at this 3rd base. I don't know how I feel about that, but he is going for the Dubbo Robo facility right now, and we are going to see a lot of Colossi and or Immortals. I am pretty excited for that. Well, again, nice surrounds coming out here from TLO. These Zealots do not yet have their +1 upgrades, so they are not super efficient against those Lings. However, there are a lot of Lings, and with nice to ring around the Rosie Micro from that Stalker, Whitera is going to be able to keep that unit alive, and oh, this could be troublesome. 2 Spinecrawlers do arrive on the scene only just now. Are they burrowing, though? The Zealots, they are trying to chase the Queen. They do turn around. They start focusing down the Spinecrawlers as well, and 1 Spinecrawler does fall. The second one going to go down here pretty quickly before it gets very much damage off on these Zealots. A bunch of Lings arriving on the scene of the crime as well. They should be able to clean up the remaining Zealots, and yes, they do go down. Even a Roach wanting to get in on the action. And we see Whitera pushing out with a bunch of Stalkers. He does have Blink on the way as well, so he is getting quite a bit of tech between those Robo facilities and that Twilight Council for his gateway units. He is all over the place. As is my frame rate, unfortunately, but that is neither here nor there. Wow, look at that. We saw TL getting a bunch of upgrades. He actually just finished one. He's getting +1/+1 for his ground units, +1 flyer attack, Glial reconstitution, and then he had something else coming up. It was, I actually don't, I think it was, yeah, I don't know what it was, but he had a 5th upgrade, I promise you that. Now, he does have a bunch of Lings going at this 3rd base right now. Will not be able to do much damage, though, because once again, the SimCity for here, for Whitera, so intense right here. He's going to try and break down the front door over here at the natural. Nice force field does go down. TLO doesn't mind, though. He turns around, he tries and pick off a few Protoss units. Does snag himself a sentry. Will he get a second one? Yes, the second sentry does go down as well. Great pick off there from TLO. And oh, he did get a few Lings out in there, but then he turned around immediately. Just because he was so surprised. And oh wow, look at this, folks. We see 16 mutas are popping out for TLO right now. That is a massive, massive tech switch. And you know what mutas don't care about? They don't care about any robotics facility units at all, which of course is what Whitera is right now, pouring a bunch of his minerals and gas into. Double Immortals is quite an expensive production feat, and these mutas are gonna be scary. Yeah, Whitera has some stalkers. Yes, they do have the blink upgrade, but it's like, what? Are these all of his stalkers? Does he have 6 stalkers total? Oh no, excuse me folks, he has 7 stalkers total. Well, that's good. He's completely safe now. No, he's not. I'm making a joke. Don't freak out. These mutas are going to be really, really strong against everything Whitera is doing right now. He's not going to be able to get this 4th base up when he wants to. And basically, TLO is going to have the ability to harass wherever he wants with basic impunity. He knows this. He does have his own 4th base coming up as well. There's going to be absolutely nothing Whitera can do about it. TLO just blowing things up indiscriminately. Photon cannons, yeah, that one does. Okay, now it does go down. It had like 2 health left, and oh, TLO, he's actually going to stand and fight this Blinkstalker force man-to-man. I don't know if that's a great decision, as those guys do have +1/+1, and yeah, TLO is going to have to turn around. TLO did have +1 attack on his mutas and +1 armor on his roaches, so combined he had +1/+1, but Whitera's still upgrade, still obviously a little better in that regard, so TLO does pull out eventually. Would have liked to see that happen a little bit more quickly, but hey, he has 4 bases. He just completely refurnished his entire mutant numbers, and he should be going towards that natural pretty quickly here, I would have to imagine. And yes, there he does. He is off. Whitera, though, is getting his army in position. He does have quite a bit of Blinkstalkers on the field right now. +2/+2 on the way for them as well, so those Blinkstalkers are going to be a potent anti-mutalisk force, and we do see TLO is forced to retreat after only killing a couple of probes. Nice observer placement by Whitera, by the way. Very, very well placed. Going to allow him to get those Blinkstalkers into position every time TLO attempts to go for the natural or even the main from that particular direction. Oh, I just broke the tracking of the mutas. There we go. This is what we're looking for. +2 flyer attack on the way for TLO, which is pretty interesting. He is going very, very heavy on those mutalisk upgrades, and he is going to try and engage us. Ah, no, you gotta get out of there, TLO. He is getting flanked. Oh, maybe this works out for TLO, though. He has a beautiful Lynx round going down on all these Blinkstalkers. It will not be enough, though. There we go. The Blinkstalkers do blink forward, and TLO is repulsed once again. That was an alright engagement for TLO, though. At first I thought it was just going to be bad, but then we saw the roughly 50 Lings swarm in and surround a bunch of those stalkers. So I do believe he traded basically evenly in that engagement. Both players with similar supply, of course. 161 for TLO, 152 for Whitera. Just a gap of about 10 right there, which obviously isn't that big of a difference. What is a big difference is the economic lead TLO does have. He is on 4 bases to 3, and he does have a 5th base on the way as well. So that's really going to cause problems for Whitera if he doesn't do anything about that. But Whitera is going to be doing things about that because he's a good player. He knows what he needs to do to win. So he is going to be pushing out with his scary gateway army. It is about to reach +2/+2. This is 4 Immortals. Holy crap. Is that even helpful right now? I don't even think that number of Immortals is helpful right now for anything other than killing buildings. And no, it's not. There isn't a single roach I can find on the map anywhere. So while this hatchery is going to go down very, very quickly due to those Immortals, that's really all the use those Immortals are going to be for the time being. And uh-oh, my frame rate going down a little bit again. I do apologize profusely for that. It is fixing itself now, though, so that is nice. Queen goes down. And Whitera, he's just not stopping right here. And I don't know if TLO holds this off. TLO may lose right now. 2/2 Stalkers and Immortals, so scary. TLO does join the battle right now. He's forcing a lot of Blink Micro out of Whitera, but that's fine. That's what Blink is there for, is the microing. And TLO losing a lot of his mutas right here. I think this may be the final engagement. Yup, TLO drops below 100 supply. Whitera does force out the GG, and Whitera taking the first win of this series. He is now at 1-3, and while he still will probably lose this series, just because it's really hard to do a reverse sweep, at least he doesn't go down 4-0, which is the worst feeling. This Mutalisk's so happy the game ended when it did. Look at that. That is not a pleasant place to be as a Mutalisk whatsoever. But that's it for game number 4, folks. The series does stand at 1-3, TLO leading. Let's see what goes down in game number 5.